Hi, my name is Johnny and my wife's name is Anne. We are members of UFM working in Thailand. My wife is a teacher and serves on the leadership team at an international school here in Bangkok. I am working alongside a local Thai pastor. I'm also involved in training pastors and preachers with Langham Partnership and Pastor Training International. We have 3 children. Beth and Josh are students at the same school as Anne, and our oldest son is a first-year student at Queen's University Belfast. I wonder if there's anything that you're thankful for because of COVID-19. Maybe for you, there's not a lot that comes to mind, but in the next few minutes, I want to share with you a story of a blessing that could only have happened because of COVID-19. 3 years ago, Q was desperate. Sunni extremists were hunting him and he needed to leave Afghanistan in a hurry. Packing a few things in a bag, he travelled from Afghanistan to India and from India to Thailand. And in Bangkok, he asked the UNHCR for asylum. While Q was on his way to Thailand, he met an Afghan Christian. When he arrived in Bangkok, he went with this Afghan Christian friend to help him look for a church. Eventually, God brought them along to our church. But Q did not want to hear about Jesus. He did not want to have a Bible. He did not want to come to church. He didn't want anything to do with Christians. He was only there to support his friend and nothing more. Now, as Thailand does not accept refugees and overstaying your visa is illegal, he had to hide. But eventually he was caught by the Thai police and put into the International Detention Centre. While he was there, a friend of ours showed the love of Jesus by bringing him food and supplies every week. We sent him a Farsi New Testament, which he started reading in his overcrowded jail cell, with just one ceiling fan whirring above the heads of the 150 inmates. None of Q's Muslim friends visited him or helped him. The other Muslims did not help him because they were Sunni and he was Shia. This caused Q to think differently about Christians. While Q was in the detention centre, he became very ill. The doctors at the Thai hospital recommended that he should be bailed out because staying in such cramped and overcrowded conditions would not be good for his health. Amazingly, at the end of last year, Q was bailed and then accepted to go to Australia because he already had relatives there. He went for a medical. He started to do some orientation. He was expecting his new Australian passport to arrive any day. But then COVID-19 began to spread. Suddenly, it was like a massive pause button had been pressed in Q's life. Everything ground to a halt. Lockdown, closed borders, no flights. Does that sound familiar? When you're stuck in a room with nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to look forward to, you do start to think about what life is all about. This was certainly Q's experience. He was reading the New Testament, but he couldn't understand it. Eventually, he decided to start going to church. He asked me if I could teach him the Bible. We started Christianity Explored together last month. At the end of the first week, I asked him the question, if you could ask God one question, what would it be? He paused, thinking hard. Then he looked me in the eye and he said, what is the truth about Jesus? And he asked me to pray that God would show him the truth. Please join us in praying for Q, that God would answer his request. It's hard to believe that we're almost at the end of 2020. Good riddance, you might be saying. But so much has happened and our lives have all been changed. We're all tempted to grumble as we've seen our plans dissolve, our lives put on hold, our communities impacted economically by this virus. And we've been told to stop everything and stay at home. But I hope this story is a good reminder that God's plans are not on hold, even during 2020 and this time of COVID pandemic.